Good morning, students. Our today's topic is levels of management. Now, students, for understanding levels of management, first of all, we have to understand levels of organization. I have written here LOO. This means levels of organization. In every organization, there are basically two levels. One is the managerial level and another is non-managerial level. You've seen I've divided it. It's a type of chart which I have made to make you understand very clearly. In managerial levels, there are three levels: top level, middle level and lower level. And in non-managerial level, there is no level. Managerial level means the different levels of management under whom there are subordinates. We have already learned earlier that managers are those who manage the organization. That means they try to manage the human resources who are working under them to see that their efforts they are directed towards organizational goals. So they are called managers because they have subordinates whom they manage. When we talk about non-managerial levels, we see that in this category comes the workers. Because below workers, there is no one to work. They are at the lowest cadre in the organization and below them there are no subordinates. That is why they come in non-managerial level. Now, before letting you know in detail about the various levels of management, let us first of all understand what is levels. Levels may also be called hierarchy. I hope you understand what is hierarchy. Levels of management or hierarchy of management. Or you may say it is the rank. Hierarchy means the rank. The ranking of the jobs. The ranking of the job positions in an organization. Now, when we say hierarchy or ranking of job positions, automatically I think it must be clear to you what do we mean by levels. So, when we say levels of organization divided into managerial levels, managerial level is what is called the levels of management. In our books, textbooks, NCERT textbooks, the heading is levels of management, which is there in the syllabus. But for that, first of all, we have to understand the two levels of the organization. One is managerial, why it is called managerial level, and the other is called non-managerial level. That also I have tried to explain. Now we can just understand these three levels of management on the basis of this pyramid. Now you can see this is a pyramid which I have drawn here. This is a chart. Top level, here it is middle level and lower level. And below lower level is the non-managerial level, that is the level of the workers. And this is called the platform area. Why this is called the platform area? Because it is the place where the workers work. Platform area is the place of work. And that place of work is occupied by the workers. And that is the non-managerial level. So this diagram is in the form of a pyramid. If you see, the top level the middle level and the lower level. As sometimes it is asked in the exam that why it is in the form of a pyramid, why it has been shown in the form of a pyramid. Because as we go down from top to bottom, what do we see? That the number of persons keeps on increasing. At top level, there are the least number of persons. As we go from top to middle level, we will see that the number will be more as compared to top level. When we go to lower level, it will be more than top and middle level. And at the platform area, where the place where the workers work, the maximum number of people are employed in the organization. That is why it is like a pyramid. Now, what is top level, what is middle level, and what is lower level of management? Top level means the senior most executives, they work at the top level management, and they are basically the functional heads. You must have heard different designations given to them. They may be called the president, they may be called the vice president, they may be called the chairman, they may be called the GM, or they may be called chief of any department. It may be chief marketing officer, it may be chief accounts officer, it may be chief operating officer. Whenever the word chief to any functions or departments is added, the chief of that department, it comes in the senior most position of the organization in the top level management. So CEO, CEO, chief executive officer, chief accounts officer, chief marketing officer, chief sales officer, these all come in the category of top level management. Then comes the middle level management, where the various divisional heads work. Top level management, the functional heads. And functional heads, they are basically designated by chief, or they may be general manager, or they may be chairman, or they may be, these are the some of the designations. You need to just identify in the question given with the help of the designation at which position a particular person is working. At times it is asked in the example, so and so is working as COO in the organization, chief operating officer, or CEO in the organization. At what level is he working? Enumerate any two of his functions. So you have to identify it. Now when we talk about middle level management, they are basically, these positions are occupied by divisional heads. Divisional heads, or you may say departmental heads. For example, production manager, sales manager, accounts manager, branch manager. These are all the designations which is given to middle level management. Now we come on to the lower level management. Lower level management, very, very important. It is also called as first line managers, because the line of managers starts from here, from the lowest level. Below them are the workers. The managerial level starts from lower level, then comes middle level, and at the topmost position is the top level management, and above them they are the shareholders. Now when we talk about this, the first line managers, who are the first line managers? It is the lower level management, also called operational at times, operational management. And the designations basically is foreman, supervisor. If at these positions a person is working in the organization, that means he is working as in the lower level management in the organization. So what we see is that below the lower level management is the workers. So workers are in direct touch with the lower level management, and the place where the workers work, very, very important, is the platform area. So this is a chart through which it has been clearly explained. With the help of this, we try to just sum up into a definition what is meant by levels of management. Levels of management means the line of demarcation between the various management positions in the organization. Line of demarcation. Line of, how do you differentiate? This is the line which demarcates from here. This is the line which demarcates top level and middle level. This is the line which demarcates from middle level to lower level, and up till here is the lower level, below it the workers. So line of demarcation or line of distinction between the various positions in the organization, management positions in the organization, is what is called the levels of management. Very, very important definition. And one thing, it has to be noted down, I have written here note, that all the functions of management are performed by all the levels of management, but there is only a difference in degree. There may be different levels. It's not only at one level the various functions of management are performed. It is performed at all the levels. Top level performs planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. Similarly, middle level performs the same function. Similarly, the lower levels. Although there is difference in degree. Top level, basically it focuses its attention on planning and organizing the things. The operational part, it comes in the hands of lower level management. Then middle level management tries to coordinate between top level management. So, but they have to perform all these functions in the organization, and this keeps on going as long as there is organized activity going on in the organization. With this, I think it is clear. Now we are moving on to the functions of the management when we talk about top level management, because they are in charge of the overall operations and functions of the entire organization. So I have written here 5 basic functions which you have to memorize and which you have to remember, because questions are generally asked based on it. And I am starting it from the third point. It says the top level management's basic function, because unless and until the objectives are formulated, the organization cannot function. So the overall objectives have to be taken care by the top level management. So it formulates overall objectives and strategies of the organization. Overall objective, overall strategies, policies, procedures, plans, everything that is done by the top level management for the entire organization. Then it is responsible for the welfare and survival of the organization, how the organization functions. It has to look into it. It integrates diverse elements and coordinates activities of different departments according to organizational goals. Different elements and activities, they are integrated. That means they are united together. Different departments are working, and those departments, they are under the control of all the departments. They are under the control of top level management. It has to look into the activities of all the departments and see that different departments, they work as a unified force. Integrate means unify. Unify the activities of different departments towards organizational goals. They are responsible for all activities of business and its impact on the society. Whatever they are going to formulate their policies, strategies upon it will depend the activities and its impact on the society. So they are responsible for, they analyze the business environment and its implication for the survival of the firm. They also have to see that they are aware about the environmental changes, and according to the changes they adopt and carry out the workings so that the organizations can adjust and make changes as required. So in this way it has to function. The middle level management is under the control of top level management, but its function is separate. And first of all, it implements and controls the plans and strategies developed by the plans and strategies that has been developed by the top level management for the entire organization. According to whatever has been planned and strategies adopted, the middle management has to implement and control, see that it is able to work on those plans and strategies. They interpret the policies made by the top level management. Then they ensure that the departments has necessary resources. Now, because they are departmental heads, automatically they have to look after the affairs of their department and see that their departments is availed with all the necessary resources which is required to run the department in a proper manner. So they are responsible for arranging the resources for the department. They assign duties and responsibilities to their department. It is under their head, so they have to fulfill this. They provide motivation to the personnel in their department. Basically, they are related working for their department, and if there are different departments working in the organization, there will be different departmental heads which will come under the middle level management, and they will carry out these functions. They have to cooperate with the other departments for the smooth functioning, and they also are responsible for all the activities of the first line managers. This is also very important. First line managers means the lower level management. It is under the observation of the middle level management, lower level management, so they are responsible for its smooth functioning. Lower level management, below them are the workers, so they interact with the workers and pass on the instructions of the middle level management to the workers, and they try to do three things: maintain quality of output, because they have to give directions, and according to their directions the workers will work. So quality of output. They are responsible for maintaining safety standards in the organization, and they are responsible for minimizing the wastages of resources so that the organization can function effectively and efficiently. With this part is done. We have completed levels of management, and basically the questions on this is related with case study also. At times it is asked, and in the case it is mentioned the designation. I have already given you one example. It is asked, and related questions are there, that so and so is working in this position in the organization, at what level is he working, and enumerate any two of his functions. So it will be in different parts. So very important to identify first of all the positions, the designations, so that you are able to understand the cases properly and complete the related question. We'll be taking the practice of case study based questions later on, but for the time being you have to memorize the entire concept which we have taken today. Next, we'll be talking about the functions of management in our next class. Till then, thank you all of you. Take care.